All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. One moment, please. Okay. I'm trying to get YouTube going. I'm trying to get YouTube going. Is it working? I think it might be. All right. I think we're also live on YouTube. Okay. Hello. All right. Thanks for the tier 1 resub, Raj. I appreciate the support as always for 7 months on a 7-month streak. That is awesome. Thank you so much. Welcome in Tulsa Skin with the with the flatulence apparently. Welcome in Cruising Girl. Thank you. I try really hard to have nice hats or neat hats. Yippee dippy honey skippy. All right. So we're approaching the weekend. And thank goodness for that, but it's still going to be a busy weekend because we are going to have company over. So we have to make sure things are extra clean. Yeah, that's right, Bailey. Welcome in, Bailey. So neat hat, but neat things that I want to show you. Last time I did show off the castle, which I will show again, but I got other things to show as well. So let's turn this background off so you can see me. All right. So first there's this, and let's zoom in on this a bit so you can see that better. Yeah, that actually turned out better than I thought. This was kind of like a throwaway design. So there's this. This was printed in rainbow filament from 03D, a matte rainbow. I designed another one of these because I wanted to make a video about it, but the capture that I did for the previous design got deleted, so I made another one for another video. So this is Polymaker's dual color blue and red matte PLA. And then there's this one, which I think it looks pretty neat. This is what it looks like printed in fuzzy skin. This is cup 003 and this is cup 004. I'm not naming them pencil holders because you could use them for more than just pencils. You can put stuff and things and other stuff in it. So yeah, there we go. And then, of course, for those who may not have seen it, I know Pezla's demoed hers on her stream. Let's zoom on that a little bit better. So far, the succulents haven't died, so that's good. And then, excuse me, I'm gonna have to zoom in on me further back here for a second. Ah, look at that. I am pretty happy about this. We can change the lighting. Turn it into a rave. Ooh, the green. Anyway, so yeah, there's a little button on this USB dongle that's attached to it that just cycles through it. Yep, that's right. It's on Thing, or the castle hasn't been released yet. I need to release that probably, hopefully tonight or tomorrow. But yeah, it'll be on Things, Printables, all those fun places. So, yep. Excellent. So those are things that I wanted to show off. Oh, another thing that I think it's kind of silly, but I'm going to show it off anyway. I'm printing another one. This one was a prototype. So I'm going to zoom in on this a little bit better. This is a pedestal. And I don't know how well you can see that with the light. It's kind of blowing it out because it's white. But you can kind of see this pedestal. And thanks, Barking Cauldron. I appreciate it. So this, for those who don't know, Ali, I'm blanking on her last name. Spagnolia? I can't remember her last name. She's actually a pretty popular YouTuber. Let me pull her up real quick. Spagnola. Yeah, so Ali Spagnola does a lot of outrageous art things. And anyway, so yeah, you couldn't even see me because I'm blurry. One of her projects involved resin printing an item. Let me turn this light back on. It involved resin printing a sandwich for Arby's. And she created a pedestal for it, and she was using Formlabs, and this is kind of like a stone-like texture after it's printed. It's pretty nice, and she had a ton of these. And so for Patreon supporters, she sent out a bunch of these to supporters. So I got one of these, and then later she's moving, and one of her art projects included a bunch of these, what are they called? These things that pop open. I can't remember what they're called. But she signed them, and then she sent them out to her Patreon supporters. Pop sockets, that's right. Thanks, Bailey. Delta Trader, welcome in. Awesome, thanks for the lurk. Enjoy game night, Delta Trader. Yes, so she covered her car with them, but in a separate art project, she had them all over a wall. She put them on a wall, and she had to clean it up. She moved, and she had to remove a bunch of stuff, and she thought, oh, well, let's just send it to the Patreon supporters. So now I have one of these. I have no idea what I'm going to be doing with these, but apparently, but I have them. But I was thinking, oh, well, what if I just... I mean, I could just do that, but I feel like this would be better. So I designed this thing. So this is designed to fit on top of the pedestal, and then the pop socket should fit right in here. Yeah, and also her floor. That's right. So yeah, Ali Spagnola is outrageous and does a lot of crazy things. She recently made the biggest tape measure in the world. She got Guinness Book of World Records for that. But I printed one. This is in... Oh, let's go back here. So I printed this in Prince of Purple ASA. Oh, it's still focusing on me. So this is Prince of Purple ASA. I think it turned out beautifully, but I feel like it's not the right contrast. So I'm printing it again in silver after making a few adjustments, but it's supposed to just sit right in there. And this is part of the adjustment I made because it doesn't sit very tightly in there, but at least it can sit there, So I figure if I make this either white or silver, that might... And then I have a little art piece that I can display. Anyway, so that's what I did. Yeah, she turned a porta potty into a mini theater. She also turned a piano into a chia pet. But before that, she covered it in velvet, I believe. I don't know, poor piano. As someone who plays piano or plays musical instruments, it hurts me when I see an instrument abused like that. She's like watering the piano and everything, and I'm just like, no! It wasn't that useful of a piano anyway. So, yeah. So that's that. Anyway, I don't have anything specific that I was planning on designing today. It was a long week of work, and so it's been really difficult for me to concentrate on anything outside of work. So I'm kind of thinking, like, do I start on another birdhouse? Do I do another floppy dino nugget? I don't know. What do you guys think? What should I design today? We'll leave it up to you guys. Tell me what to do. Tell me how to live my life. I need water. My lips are chapped. I blame society. No, Bailey. No. Just for that, you're banned. For Kiloprints, of course. Thinking of Kiloprints. You're always thinking of others, Bailey. You're banned. Floppy blue pill. So you want me to design a floppy thing? I feel like they're not very exciting. But I could do that. I could do that. There we go. I got my little Ralph the raccoon here. Say hi to the folks, Ralph. Okay. Let's see how that's actually doing. Oh, look, it's finished. We could at least look at it. What are you waiting for? This printer's in my basement, so its internet connection isn't the best, so it might take a minute for it to even show up. Oh, there it is. All done. It's still... Oh, it looks like it just finished. It's still pretty hot in there. The bed's at 85, the chamber's at 60. But maybe I'll go down and get it later. Floppy top hat. Have it flop back and forth. That would be interesting. That would be interesting. Should I just do another Dino Nuggie? If I'm going to do anything floppy, it's going to be another Dino Nuggie so that it can... I need 3 or 4 of them so I could just release a set. If I did a floppy top hat, it would print in 2 halves. Which we could definitely do. Should I try a floppy top hat? Let's do a floppy top hat. Okay, so I'm going to do it in halves. Additive Adam, welcome in. Subscribed at Tier 1 for 6 months in advance. They've subscribed for 8 months. Nice. I appreciate that support. Thank you so much. First, let's do a top hat, shall we? Now, I want the top hat to kind of have this curvy brim type thing as well, so that's going to be a little interesting. So I'm going to just start. Let's just hit R for rectangle, and I'm just going to do this. Let's see, I don't know, 70, and this will be a 20, and then we will do this revolve thing around this axis. Hey, look, it's the top of the top hat. Now, actually, I don't think I'm liking that. I need to fix this. I don't want a rectangle. Rectangles are dumb. Top hats aren't rectangular. Okay, let's try this again. Delete. Now we're gonna go out here. Let's go 20. And then this is gonna be 70. And then we'll go out here. And then I'm going to do this curve. Now I'll be able to dictate the curve like this. And I want this to be vertical. Okay, let's try that. Bring back my sketch. Floppy Stegosaurus. I did a floppy Stegosaurus last time. If we did another flop, so I have a Brachiosaurus or a Brontosaurus, I can't remember which one, and a Stegosaurus, and now I need to do a T-Rex. It would be the third one I do. Yeah. Okay, and then I'm going to do a fillet. Sure, that's fine. Now, I'm thinking I should probably do it bigger. I'm thinking of doing it bigger just for the sake of floppiness. Okay, that works. We're gonna make it taller. 90? I am a Stegosaurus. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm gonna do this in. Oh, this is gonna be a good exercise. This is something that I haven't really done a lot of. We are going to make a complex sketch curve. So we'll start off right here. And if the front is this way, I'm just kind of looking at my hat here. So let's see. So it kind of, if I'm looking at the side, it kind of has this concave curve going. And I'm probably going to start it right here and go up here. Okay. And let's constrain this point to be in the middle. Okay. And I want this to be vertical, so let's add a horizontal vertical constraint. And I'm going to bring this up a little bit higher, and maybe I'll constrain that point too. This will be a vertical constraint, which it looks like it is. Okay. So I'm going to pull this just to kind of handle that curve better. Okay. And I'm going to mirror. Let's mirror this across this line. Okay. So that's one curve. Throw the cheese. Another ASDF reference, I assume. Okay. Now I need to determine the curve sideways, which is more like this instead of like this. So I'm going to use these 2 points as a reference. Okay. And I'm going to curve it like this. And I want it to be in line with that. Okay. My computer is acting a little slow right now. Okay, and this is going to be horizontal. Okay, let's do that, and then we will let's mirror this. Okay, so now we have two curves. Two curves. I'm going to do this. So we will do a third sketch, and this one, it actually doesn't matter which surface we're going to use, because we are just going to use this intersection curve. Okay, and we were going to find where these two intersect. Boom. Right there. And then we'll do it again. Find where these two intersect. Boom. Find where these two intersect. And then I'm just hitting spacebar, by the way, to repeat my actions. Boom. Okay, so now if I get rid of these two sketches, you can see we have a complex curve here that kind of looks like the brim of a hat. Huh? How about that? Now, I feel like it should be a little bit more accentuated. So I'm going to go back here. Let's see what happens if I don't edit. If I don't go into the sketch to edit, can I just move this up? Nope, that doesn't work. It was moving the wrong thing. Okay, I'm going to move this further up here. This needs to be deleted. I found sometimes Fusion will lock in the angle of these T-splines when you mirror them, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to delete those. There we go. Okay, that works. And then I will edit this. I think it's missing a reference. Manage lost projections. This point is referring to this point right here. I don't know why it got lost, but apparently it got lost. Okay. Come on, Fusion. I'm gonna bring you out a little bit more. Okay. So we have this complex curve now. Oh, the mine turtle clicky. Hello. I would totally print one of those. Okay. Now I'm going to go to Surface, Patch, and select all of these. Okay. Nice complex curve there. And now I'm going to go to Create, Thicken. I'm going to choose this. And I'm just going to go whoop. I think 5 millimeters. Oof. Did I make this too big? Sure, let's go with 5 millimeters. Now, I'm going to cut this using this surface. I'm going to remove these, and then I'm going to join this and this. There, we now have a full hat, though we probably only want half of it. And I think it's too big. So I might just scale it down. I don't want to have to deal with resizing everything because I didn't fully constrain it. So I'm just going to do this. There is something going on with my computer right now that is very slow. Something is slowing down my computer at the moment. I'm going to close Chrome. Sometimes if I have Chrome up for too long, it starts to really bog things down. So let's see if that helped. Boop. Done. So we've got half a hat, and the goal is you print 2 of these and glue it together to make a whole hat. Right. Okay, I'm going to move this to be somewhat more centered. That looks good. Not perfectly centered, but it is what it is. Now, let's save what we have so far so we don't lose our work. Okay, I'm going to bring a link in so that I can use that to make a mesh. Let's go 3D prints, step, link. Okay, so I have a link. I think this should be fine. Let's grab it. Control C. And I can't just Control V, it won't work. I have to create a base feature, then Control V. Okay. That is a big hat. Okay. I need to make the hat smaller. Sure, that's going to be plenty tall. I want to make sure the hat is smaller than that. If you can envision printing just a single one of these on your printer, how likely is it that it'll be a successful print? I mean, look at the bed adhesion here. A reminder, that is 1 millimeter thick right here, and this is 7 millimeters across in both directions. If you feel like just printing one of these is not going to be successful, try hundreds. So that is the challenge of printing a floppy that is tall. I try to keep them as short as possible. Now, what I think I can do is I can scale the hat so that the hat itself is like flatter, and it would still look like a hat. So I might do that, but also considering there's going to be a ton of pieces, so I need to make the hat smaller anyway. So let's make a pattern of these. I want to change it to spacing, symmetric, symmetric, 4.5 squared plus 4.5 squared to the 1/2 power. There we go. Let's see what 15 looks like. Not quite covering the whole hat, though I am thinking I probably want to change the orientation. So let's move this around the origin axis here 45 degrees so that it looks more square like that. I think that'll look better for a hat. Okay, so now let's do our rectangular pattern. Symmetric, symmetric, spacing. Okay. Is 11 enough? Let's do 13 just to make sure. Okay, and this will be 17 tall. Yeah, that's good. Let's do that. Now, oh yeah, because I'm making the hat smaller, so let's change this. So instead of 13, let's do 11. 9. And then let's do 15. Should the hat be roughly that size? I think that'll be good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is scale the hat. And notice it automatically selected a point for me. I'm going to hit that X, pull up the origin, and make sure I choose the origin for my scaler. Let's see what 0.8 looks like. .75. I think that should be good. There's plenty of links to keep it strong. Oh, and I don't think that's going to be too tall either. Okay, I like that. I like it. Okay. I should have kept this separate. Should have kept it separate. I'm going to delete that on my timeline and have it reprocess everything that happened after it. And it looks like it still knew that I wanted to scale that along with everything, but now it's separate. So that's good. I'm going to copy and paste this. and then hide it, because I'm going to reuse that later. Top hat. Thank you. Hide. Okay, we will do an intersect. I don't care about keeping tools. Select this. Select all these. Wait for it. I've noticed things have gotten smoother since I closed Chrome. All right, so we've got somewhat of a floppy hat here. Just the top part's going to be floppy, and it's going to be glued on both sides. So you can print half of this if you want, but you can print both and glue it together, and it'll just kind of like flop back and forth, kind of like the floppy whale shark that I did. Hat. That's right, Pezliz. Yeah, so I will need to make sure I leave spots to be able to glue the top and bottom together. I might just have the top be solid right here, and then have like a little keyed slot here to be able to help glue it together, and then keyed slot here. I think that'll be great. Or should I just have it in bigger squares? Because if it's all solid, is it going to be as floppy? Well, one way to find out. Okay, I'm going to hide this. And I'm going to split all these. Ramon, welcome in. Thanks for joining us. Thank you. Sometimes I just like to be odd. And by sometimes I mean all the time. I like to be odd. Say hi to Ralph if you haven't said hi to Ralph yet. This was a model by Built Over Bot. I scaled him up a lot and printed him out. So, neat. Okay. So let's look at how we're going to break this up. All those should be okay. I'm going to... So these are going to go straight out like this. So I'm going to make these go away. Okay. Okay, I'm going to start just slicing these up. You like odd? That's good. Because there's no scaling it back for me. I'm an odd person. Boop, 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 boop. Uh-huh. Oop, Oop, there we go. That's better. I think I goofed. You go away. There we go. And then I think all of those will be solid. So now we just work on this side. Make you go away. Uh-huh. Excuse me. Uh-huh. Okay. Let's see how that goes. Let's save our changes so we don't lose our work. All right. Oh, I forgot a thing. Oh yeah, I did slice those. That's good. Okay. Yep. All right, looking good. Okay, let's turn things around here. Okay. Come on. Hold on. Sometimes this gets pretty sticky, so like it starts to, I just need to roll it really fast to kind of like make it so I have better control. Okay. Nope. There we go. That's better. This is going to be the line that goes across. Because if I just do a straight line, these two pieces would end up binding together, so I have to like zigzag around them. Come on. I think I should just be able to mirror this to the other side. Okay, so I don't need that. We're gonna do the same thing here, where it's gonna be a line that goes all the way across, but we have to zigzag so that we don't bind the mesh together. Okay. All right. Uh-huh. This goes straight here. big piece is done. Let's do the one down here. We'll start on this side. It's some guy in Paris. Welcome in. Thanks for joining us. We are doing another floppy thing. We'll see whether or not it's a flop. This was a suggestion by, was it Barking Cauldron? I think it was Barking Cauldron that suggested the floppy top hat. We are doing a floppy top hat. Everybody do the flop. See, Dark Third Dimension knows where it's at. Make sure I anchor to that. There we go. And now all this stuff. Boop. This is the most exciting part of any floppy model. You draw lots of lines. I'm not even going to use that. It's a waste of time. What are they for? Are you talking about the floppy models? They are for fidgeting. I don't have a floppy model with me at the moment. I think I have some behind me, maybe. But floppy models are for fidgeting. So you print it out, and it just feels fun in your hand. It's like it's like a flexi model, but on steroids. Everybody do the flop. Which, by the way, did anyone here look up ASDF movies after I mentioned that yesterday? Yep, some guy in Paris for fidgeting. If you want to witness some premium brain rot, I highly recommend ASDF movies. I'm going to select all of these. 1 through 15, all of them. You watched all of them. Okay. Mirror line. Let's use our origin, because I didn't draw a line down the middle. There we go. You learned a new word today. Yeah, they're not actually movies. They're not like full feature movies. They're like little YouTube videos that are, I don't know, each one is maybe a few minutes long. But it is just premium brain rot. The best brain rot you could ever experience. Okay. If this gives us issues, then I'll just have to break it up and figure out what to do after. But they're kind of like shorts. They're not YouTube shorts. They're you know, they're full length YouTube videos, but they aren't like full feature films that are like 3 hours long, if that makes sense. Okay, now I could just extrude this up, but because there are things in the way, it's going to automatically assume I want to cut, and it's going to try to calculate that before I even have the option to choose what operation I want to do, and that'll cause time. So I'm going to change this to cut and then change it back to new body so that I can drag it up and have it not do that calculation. Oh, looks like we've got a raid from Wexter. Welcome in. Hold on, let me finish doing this combine real quick. We want to combine this guy with these things. Okay. Welcome in. This is Ralph the Raccoon. This is a built overbot model that I had scaled up and printed. It's super fun. I am Eric, aka Bearded Printer. I do odd things like wearing top hats sometimes. And I do a lot of 3D modeling using Fusion. For those who are watching and don't know who Wexter is, give him a follow. He does some amazing work sculpting in ZBrush, and he kind of shows us how things are actually done. He does some impressive modeling, so give him a follow for sure. Thanks a lot for doing that shout out, Pezliz. And also, if you don't know who Pezliz is, you need to follow her as well, because she oh, I have to log in, of course. She does a lot of educational content regarding 3D printing and filaments. So, yeah. I have to log in. And I can't remember the password, so I have to look it up. I hate that it's a good security feature that it asks me to log in every 30 days, but it is not very convenient. I must say it is not convenient. So, I have to find it. At the beginning of the stream, I checked and I was logged in, but I guess not anymore. Copy. And of course I have multi-factor authentication enabled, so there's that too. I gotta get the app out. So the app. The Authenticator app. Let's see. Remember this device for 30 days. Okay. That was fun. Alright. Go to bed, Wexter. It's late for you. But yeah, if you're not following Pezliz, she does a lot of very neat content. Today, per request from... yes, Dad. Dreaming in 3D Color, welcome in. Also, I don't think I said hi to everyone that came in and said hi after the raid. So, Karen, thanks for joining us. Yeah. All right. What was I gonna say? I totally got distracted. Oh well. Anyway, so we, per Barking Cauldron's request, we are doing a floppy top hat, and I'm curious how this is going to turn out. We have this part, and then we have this part. So this part is actually going to be rigid. It prints in 2 halves, and you glue the 2 halves together, and hopefully we'll have the effect of the top hat being able to do this type of thing. So that's what we're hoping for anyway. Let's do another combine. I'm going to grab this thing and just highlight everything. Yeah. Hit OK. And then everything that was invisible that I need to remove will end up at the top. Right here. Remove. We do not need those. Okay. I'm going to put these into groups so that they don't clog up my timeline. Remember, kids, respect the sacred timeline. Okay. All right. So we've got that going. And with that done, I'm going to join these 2. There. That's right. Thanks, Barking Cauldron. Bang timeline. Respect the sacred timeline. Okay, now we could just leave it at this and just have you glue these together, but I like to make things easier. So I'm going to add a couple keys for the top and bottom so that you could just glue those together. And it makes it easier so you don't have some, so when you're gluing 2 things together, if you don't get it just right, it could have like this effect where it like slides around on you. So having the key will prevent that from happening so it aligns nicely. So for people who aren't as experienced with crafts and stuff, they can have a better experience having a nicer looking product in the end without them having to learn a new skill. So I don't want to be the gatekeeper that says, hey, if you want this, you have to learn how to do it properly. So, yeah. Anyway, so let's do that. I think just... Ooh, should we just do a long keyway here? I think we can just do a long keyway right here. Let's have it be 40 mil long and 3 mil thick. And I'm going to do 2 midpoint constraints there. You can see 2 triangles were applied. So each point of this line is connected to the midpoint of this line and this line. And so now all I have to do is add this horizontal constraint, and now it's just in the middle. So if I can't drag that anymore, but I can drag this up and down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say, I don't know, this is, let's just have that be 2 mil. I think that'll be just fine. Neat. Excuse me. Okay, and then we'll do the same right here. Now, if anyone is curious how I got this complex curve for this, it was not done using extrude. And I can go over that again if people are curious, because I know people have joined since I've done that. So let's see, let's do another one. I don't think it's going to be able to be as long because of the curvature we're dealing with. I can't do that. But I can create a line from the center down. Let's create a line that goes from here to this point, because I know that's in the center. There we go. And can this be 3 mil and be okay? Let's do 20. I don't want this corner to be too close to this line, because then you'll see an artifact. Ha! You're still here. You're disobeying. Just kidding. You can be here all you want. I won't judge you. Okay, so this is gonna be going up. So it's gonna be 3 mil thick. What I'm going to do is say this is symmetric, and for the whole length, I'll do 3 millimeters and just do new body. Okay, and now I'm going to do a cut and keep tools. So I'm going to cut this using this and repeat that. Cut this using this. Okay. And now if we make these go away, we now have a vacancy. And because this is going to be bridged, I need to add clearance. And typically I add roughly 0.2 millimeters clearance, 0.15 or 0.2. For if I know something's going to be bridged, I add a little bit more clearance, because even if it's only 3 millimeters, there's going to be some sagging. I usually do 0.6 in that orientation. So I'm going to hold down Control and select this surface too, so those both go up by 0.6. Okay, and now I'm going to hit Q and move the rest of these surfaces by, I'm just going to do 0.2. 0.2 is a little bit looser, but I feel like for people who have printers that aren't as precise, oh, what was that? That aren't as precise, their tolerances aren't as good. I feel like that enables more people to be able to use it without too many issues. So yeah, so now we've got our clearances dialed in for that. Let's scroll down here. Grab these. I'm gonna make these go away for a second, because I want to add some chamfers to this, because that isn't going to be pleasant. Plus it'll allow to like set in those keyways a little bit easier. I'm just gonna select both of these surfaces. Point 0.6. Yeah, those are going to be pretty thin, but that makes it so it'll be easier to handle. I need to do the other one too. Hold down Control. There we go. 2. All right. That come back, make that come back. All right, so now it's almost ready. I'm going to, I was gonna fillet this, but because towards the top the fillet would look worse, I'm gonna use a chamfer. Oh, that's not gonna work. Oh, what's broken? Okay, it's not letting me do a chamfer. So what I'm going to do to get around that, sketch, we're going to do a sweep. So we're going to, I'm just going to project this to begin with. And I'm just going to have these like this. Okay, 45, 45. The distance between these. Nope. We're gonna. Oh, nope. Stop it. We're gonna do these 2 points because this is a flat surface. This is not. So it would end up measuring weird if I did it based on that surface. Select that, D37, sure. Oh, no, we're not done yet. Okay, so now in the same sketch, whoops, go to Create, Project Include 3D Geometry. Okay, that's all a part of the same sketch. Neat. So now I can do my sweep. I'm assuming I could just do both and just do one of these paths. We'll see. Okay. And because we have chain selection, it automatically went all the way to the end. Hit OK. Okay, so it's a little bit odd. You can see it looks like there's just the tiniest sliver left over from that. I don't know how well you can see that. So I'm going to go back into my sketch and adjust my triangles here and just extend them a bit. I don't think that it needs to be that. Okay. Okay. I'm going to hit X on this line. That way I don't have two profiles, because even though I've extended this triangle, there's technically two profiles, so it'll have only the inside automatically selected when I hit finish. Because when I hit finish on my timeline here, it's going to calculate this sweep and just do it, but it's going to just do the same profile. So then I would have to go in and edit this to include the second profile. If I make this line a construction line, that makes it so it's only one profile, and sometimes it'll just assume, oh yeah, that's the right profile, and it'll just have the bigger triangle selected. Sometimes it'll yell at you and say, hey, the reference to the profile you had selected is now gone. You need to... So sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. But that's kind of the goal here. Excuse me. So, sure. There we go. Okay, and now let's finish. Let's see what happens. Oh, see? It says missing. So I still have to go in there anyways and select my profiles. But sometimes it doesn't do that. So I've just made it a habit to just make lines construction lines so it automatically selects and recalculates using the updated boundaries of the profile I had originally selected. But that's looking pretty good. I'm not seeing any harshness if you handle it with your hands. Obviously these lines would be harsh, but you know, you don't want a chamfer on those if you're going to be gluing two halves together. So we'll see how this works. He's falling. He's falling. It's okay. I got you, Ralph. I got you. I got you, Ralph. Okay. Let's export this. I think I could just use my A1 that's right here. We don't want to export it into step files. Save, let's open up Bamboo Studio. What do you think, Ralph? Do you think it's going to be a success? Huh? I think it's going to be great. Oh, well, thanks for the vote of confidence. I appreciate that, Ralph. Wow, this is quick. There's something going on that's just slowing things down. It shouldn't take this long. I think I need to restart my computer after this. There's something amiss with how it's performing at the moment. I blame society. About time. Okay, we want to use Big Guy. Because Big Guy already has black loaded. Black, PLA basic. I need to change that. Oh, you know what I just did? I feel silly. I really feel silly. I'm going to do this. New group. Hat. I'm going to take all these and put them in a group. Big Jano, welcome in. Thanks for joining us. And this is going to be key short. And this one is going to be key long. Okay, so I'm going to make these disappear for now. And we're going to re-export this. Kenneth D, welcome in. Thanks for joining us. Re-export that. And then we will export these keys separate. Save. Save as mesh. Enter. Enter. Okay. Right click. Reload. Thank you. Wow. There is something impacting the performance of my computer. I hope I am not being the victim of a cyber attack. Clone. Polyfo, welcome in. It is a mighty fine hat, isn't it? Okay. Wow. This is just... We need to change this to my A1 profile. Everything is just so bad right now. Okay. I'm gonna change this. Let's keep it at 2 walls. I think it should be fine at 2 walls. Let's just keep everything defaults for that profile. Okay. Say bye, Ralph. I need to clean off this build plate. This castle was sitting on the build plate of the printer. So I have to move it. It's moved. Okay. Let's scrub through this, see how it looks. Not seeing anything wonky. Especially where this design kind of has things going to a point right here with these. I don't want to use Arachne because then we would have some weird artifacting. I also do not want to detect thin walls. Okay. AZ Crimson. Oh, you're just here for the trackball. So this was actually a modified trackball. It's called the Rotatrix, and it has some additional hardware inside and running on software, and that is so that I can rotate my model like this if I want. So it gives me a little bit more capability here. Let's see, what did I do? Oh yeah, detect thin walls is off. Okay. I think that's gonna be okay. Let's send it. And it'll be done sometime tonight. Cool. I've got my BQ plate on it and a BQ hot end on it. So that's neat. Okay. Now I do want to go down and grab this thing that's on my H2D. And Big Jano Redeemed Hydrate. I don't know how long that's been on there, but I can't wear my headphones while I'm wearing this hat, so I can't hear anything. So it's amazing that I even saw that raid. Which, by the way, for anyone watching on YouTube, I'm dual streaming on YouTube and Twitch at the moment. So I need to get it set up so that chat from both streams can show up so people know what's going on. Yeah, it's been like a minute. Sorry, Jano. Also, apologies for the terrible camera on this trackball. The only other camera I have at the moment is an old Logitech webcam, and it's incredibly zoomed in. So, yeah. Okay, I'm going to go grab this, so I'll be right back. I'm not turning my mic off, so you'll be able to still hear me. But let's grab that. It might cut out. Who knows? I'm going down 2 floors wearing this mic. We'll see how well the connectivity is on the mic as I'm going down the stairs. If I start cutting out, well then, we'll know its range. I've never tested the range of the mic before. La 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 la. Mint is good. It's a clean print. La 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 la. I'm wondering if I should print it in white, if white would look better, but I don't know, because the pedestal is white, and if it's a different shade of white, it might look weird. So I feel like you have to purposefully choose a color that's not white. All right. I was trying to chat with everyone while I was going down there. I don't know if it cut out or what, but okay. So, this is what we're dealing with. And we wanted to mount this pop socket onto it. This was signed by Ali Spagnola. I wanted to mount it right there. And that's what this is. So we've got that. Let's see how well this mounts in there. How tight it is. Okay. Ah. Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay. We've got a little pedestal. I don't know. What color should I do this? Because I could do it in white, but it wouldn't be the same shade of white as this, because it's not the same material. I don't know. What do I do? What do I do? Tell me! Tell me how to live my life! I don't know what to do. I think I have white loaded in. Nope. I unloaded the white to put the silver in. Well then. I could do another purple. Does purple look better? I feel like the purple would look better. Maybe I'll try white. I'll try white. And I think I need to make that a little bit taller. I don't know. Kind of a silly model, but it didn't take too long. Make a pedestal for Pezliz for a Pez dispenser. Oh, so it can be a Pezestal. Pezestal. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, boy. Oh, jeez. Okay, so let me go over the steps that I took to get this brim. So if I go back here, let's see. Let's roll our timeline back to here. So you can see here's our top hat half. Let's go back here actually. We want our whole top hat. You can see that we have this neat looking thing. And how did I make that? I will show you. I will show you the world. Okay. Let's make you go away. So first, I made, not that, sorry, these two sketches. That's how I did it. So first I did, oh dear, oh me, oh my. This sketch on the side, and I kind of created the profile I wanted for the brim. And then I did this sketch, created the profile for the brim, taking note of where things were, so I used references of the last sketch so that they would meet each other. And then I did a third sketch and made that. And how I made that, I'm gonna step back just so you can see how I made it. So it doesn't really matter which surface you're sketching on, because the tools I used don't depend on a sketch surface. So you go to an intersection curve, and you can select this and this, and it kind of creates a curve where both this and this intersect each other. So if you can kind of picture this going up and down infinitely, and this going left and right infinitely, wherever those two line profiles would intersect at any given point is where it will draw the line. Okay? And so it's only this and this that I did. So now I need to repeat that and choose this line and this line. And then I choose this line and this line. and then I choose this line and this line. Okay, and so now you can see a more complex three-dimensional curve. So if you look, this blue line matches this in this profile, but if I go into this profile, you can see this blue line matches this. Whoops. I lost where I was. Where'd I go? I lost everything. Let's see. How do I focus on something? Is it Z? Is it Q? Nope, not Q. Hold on. I gotta Google this. Because I accidentally fat fingered something and now I have no reference for where I'm at. Okay, select the object, right click, and choose Find in Window. Where is Find in Window? I'm not seeing it. Find in Window. There we go. We're back. All right. That was interesting. Okay. Anyway, so that's how you get that complex curve going around. And then what I did after I made that is I went to Surface and I used Patch. So then I select all of these lines and then hit OK. So now we have a surface that kind of matches that curvature. And then what I did was use Thicken. So I choose Thicken, select that, and I said I wanted it 5 millimeters thick. There you go. So that's how I made that. I'm going to delete those because I already did that in these steps here. So there you go. Transfer 54, welcome in. Thanks for joining us on YouTube. I don't dual stream often, but I feel like I need to start doing that. I'm also streaming on Twitch. I do need to get it set up to have some kind of chat that combines both right here. Diablo Spawn, welcome in. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, so yeah, this is basically what we've modeled so far. It's a top hat, but it's flexible, it's floppy, and you can... Oh, that's missing. Where are you? What's that about? Something's missing right there. Hold on. Is that in the final product? Did I delete that? This isn't giving me a warning that something's missing. So I wonder if while I was doing stuff that something got removed. Okay, I'm gonna undo a bunch of stuff because that looks off to me. Let's close this without saving. Don't save. We don't need this link anymore. Don't save. And we'll reopen it. Just so it doesn't get bogged down with stuff. Okay, so it looks like it's back to normal. So I did something while I was demonstrating things. But yeah, so we have these two keys. They're really thin pieces of plastic that'll fit in these slots. And that way when you print both of these halves and glue it together, it'll kind of match up more easily and not look as silly if you goof. So yeah, floppy top hat. We'll see how well this turns out. Okay, So, thanks again, Barking Cauldron, for that suggestion. I'm thinking I could design one more thing, but I only have 20 minutes to do so. What do you want to see me design or attempt to design in 20 minutes? I need your suggestions. It could be another cup like this, or another weird thing like this. I can incorporate the texture extrude feature. I could do something a little bit more silly like the pedestal thing. I got some weirdness going on with my throat. No Diablo spawn. Not doing a floppy hot dog. Everyone's on Kiloprint's side, aren't they? Everyone's on Kiloprint's side. Okay. We'll see how that turns out. I would be concerned about how sharp these points would be, but because we're printing two halves together, it's not going to flop in a way to where those would be exposed and cause issues. So, yeah. An earring. What would the earring be, Pezlas? Everybody do the flop. So what earring do you want, Pezlas? Because I could just do a hook and say it's an earring. Something fun. All right. The floppy flag earrings wouldn't. Floppy creature. Okay, we could try the floppy creature. The floppies, the problem with the floppies is each piece is like 7 millimeters, and to have enough flop going, I mean, I could try to do something about, because I was able to get a floppy maker chip, so I could do something about the size of a maker chip that's floppy. I don't know if that would work, but let's try creature. I want to get an SVG though. So I'm just going to use convert.io to convert my image to SVG easily. So let's go over here. Whoops. Okay. Pictures. I think it's in emotes in tier 2. We have this guy. Yep. SVG, please. Let's see how well it does this. It's converting. Now, the thing about this creature is the eyes and mouth, it can't be hollow, because then the eyes and mouth would be floating and would just fall out. So, I'm going to be doing something interesting to allow me to still do that. Let's save this in my pictures. Sure, I'll just save it in this same folder. Cool. All right. I'm going to put a rectangle here just so I get a good sense of size. I don't know, 35 I feel like might be a good size for an earring. Okay, so insert SVG. Wow, I just got something in my throat. Okay, and then we'll go to pictures. emotes, tier 2, creature white. Let's bring him up. Okay. Yeah, that seems about good. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Now I'm going to hit E, and notice I'm in my sketch. I don't have to hit finish. I could just hit E, it'll finish for me, and then bring up my extrude so that I can extrude things. Okay, now this, I don't know, 2 millimeters I think should be okay. Let's do 3 millimeters. Neat. Okay, let's bring back my sketch. And then we'll do the outside. And select these. And I'm going to say profile, start at this top surface. And do 2 more millimeters. Go. Okay, and if I do a fillet, is it going to hate me? Nope, it's not gonna like me. Okay. At least I can do 0.6 there and there. Can it work here? Okay. That's fine. Do a chamfer on the bottom. We do not want that sketch anymore. Will the chamfer work? It will not. But, I don't know. Maybe if you're that concerned about the edges, you can just have the first layer, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called. You can shrink the first layer to compensate. But, yeah, there we go. I think what I want to do, instead of join, let's do new body. It might yell at me. Okay, good. So now we have several bodies here. So let's create a component. We do not want hybrid, we want part. I'm going to call this bottom. I do not want to activate it because I will be making another one. Space to repeat. Top. Okay. So this is going to be bottom, and these 4 are going to be top. What's this? Oh my goodness, I don't know what I just did. Anyway. There's a creature in my throat. Okay, nope, wrong one. Go back to black, goes on, no. Jeez, I keep doing the wrong one. Black goes on top. Hold on, what? Hold on, what? Oh, that's right. That's right. Bottom, nope. Rename. Top. Thank you. That's bottom, these are top. Okay. I feel silly for making that mistake. Okay. Now we need to make it an earring. So I'm thinking of adding a loop. Now, I don't know if I want the loop to go this way. Actually, let's see. I'm trying to remember what the earring kits look like here. Because if I make the loop go this way, then that would mean that the ring portion would go in this direction. So that would affect whether or not it's facing forward or facing to the side when you're wearing it. Okay, I'm just gonna go like this. Let's do the bottom surface. I'm going to project this. Okay, let's do... I wish I had my earring kit so I could look at it. But I think 2 or 3 millimeters should be plenty for the hole. I'm gonna go 3 mil just for, you know, yeah, let's just put it right there. Though the majority of the weight, I kind of want it centered so that it doesn't like want to lean in any direction. Okay, and now I'm going to do O for offset. Select this. I don't know, 3 mil I think is going to be plenty. Cool. To object up here. Okay. Bring this back. We are going to start at this object. And we are going to go to object right here. I'm going to choose new body. And the reason why I'm going to do that is so I can do fillet and have them easily kind of merge together. Okay, and now we'll do a combine, join, combine this and this. Okay. All right, so now we have a neat little earring. Now the reason why I have it separated into 2 components is for easy painting. So if I export this separately, gotta choose the right location to save it. STL, new folder, creature earring. Thanks for the giant creature emote, Pezlas. I appreciate that. Okay, we'll save the bottom. Right click on this component, save as mesh. Save top. Okay. Now let's hit save on this and start a new project. 1, 2, 3, go. Now when we put this in, your guava it's been sitting out all day, Pezlas. Oh my goodness. Creature earring. Okay, so I'm going to select both of these, and it's important that I do that because when I hit open, it's going to ask me, load these files as a single object. I'm going to hit yes. Okay, this is what happens when you hit no. If I go to open, and I select both of these, and I hit no, that is what happens. Now you have 2 different objects here. That is not what you want. You want them to be the same. Now I can go here. I'm going to change this to use white. And if I go to objects, I can go to bottom and hit 2. Now the bottom is white, the top is black. Okay? There you go. It's painted. That easy. I don't have to go into this paint thing and then figure out the edge, or I don't have to slice it and then manually tell it to choose what layer it's going to change to. I don't have to go like this and figure out, okay, so at this layer I should change it, so I can right click and then, you know, change filament to a different color. No, I don't have to do all that. I load it in. I hit bottom or I hit top and change the color, and then it's done. And then you send it. That's a pretty nice cup. If that's some good, that's like Stanley Cup status right there. If it still has ice in it by the end of the day. I feel like this is still pretty big for an earring, though. That still feels big for, I don't know. Is this big for an earring, Pezlas? Should I have made this slightly smaller? So I did the square roughly 35 millimeters. So it'd be roughly that big on your ear. I feel like that's pretty big. Well, if you resize it in the slicer, this hole gets smaller too, which means you won't be able to fit the earring kit into the loop. So I would say before I did this, so if I go back here, I can scale this. I'm going to change the point to use the origin because I want it scaled from the center. I don't know, 0.8. Oh, entities. I need to select all these entities. Okay, now what I need to do is some math. Because it was roughly 35. But if we get our calculator out, we probably don't even need our calculator actually. So if we want our end result to be a certain number, we could try 28 divided by 35. Oh, that's roughly about the same size. Okay, so let's do a quick measurement. Hit I. Let's go from this dot. Whoops. Let's go from this to this. That's about 28 across right there. So that looks a little bit better. Okay. So now I need to adjust this because now that is all skiwampus. And I'm going to also project this so that I have a hard line of where that boundary is. Okay. Pezlas, do you know how big this hole is in your earrings? Actually, I could probably look at something real quick. Hold on. Hold on. Or is it vinyl? I spelled vinyl wrong. Aha! Let's look at this. What is this hole? 3 mil. Ha! Take that, society. So that's 3 mil. Sucker. Okay. So I'll make sure that we aren't doing some weirdness on that second extrude. Because if you could see what happens here, because it's so close to the edge of this boundary, it's going to be poking through. So I'm going to adjust this and make sure I do not select that part. Boom. Look at that. Easy peasy lemon pancake. Okay. Look at that. Okay. So let's re-export. Save as mesh. Right click, save as mesh. And this bothers me that it anchors itself. I don't want it anchored. Creature earrings. Cool. So now that that's saved, let's go back here. I'm gonna right click this and hit reload from disk. There you go. That seems about the right size. That's a little better. Woo! Control C, Control V. Uh-huh. Neat. My printer is using my black right now. So I'll have to wait to print these tomorrow. I have another roll of black, but it's still in a box and I don't want to go get it. I'm lazy. Mirror one. That's a good point, Diablo Spawn. That's a good point. Whoops. I didn't mean to delete that. Right click, mirror over the x-axis, done. Boom. That was a smart idea. This is why I keep you around, Diablo Spawn. You have good ideas. That way they, you know, if they're on the side of your face, they're both facing the proper direction. The direction that you choose. I mean, you could spin them around, they can both be facing backwards, so it's like you're farting on everyone you look at or something. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that was kind of a fun little thing. Little creature earrings. The setting that I was talking about that I couldn't think about, I still don't know the name of it, but it's in here, and it's like first layer squish compensation or something like that. Elephant's foot. Elephant's foot is the word I was looking for. So if you really want this first layer to kind of, you can increase the elephant's foot to like 0.4 or something, and it would make it less jarring around these edges because the fillet just wasn't wanting to fillet, or chamfer. I mean, the chamfer wasn't wanting to chamfer. Double-sided, please. You want creature on both sides? Pezliz, you are just so needy. Oh, but look. Look at that. You see, there's a gap there. There's a gap there. Okay. So I guess this option would be for if you don't have a multicolor printer. I'm going to delete both of these and just load it up new. Because I don't think that gap... Oh, is that gap there? No, it's not. It's not. So it was just a bug with the thing. So I'll have two versions. One version where you can just do color swapping if you don't have an AMS or something, and then one version where it will have it through the whole thing. Yes, please. Bottom 2. Boop. Mirror. Here we go. So this is how we would do that. So I'm going to make a copy of these, but before I do that, one side. One side. Okay, and we'll drag those in there. Okay. No, that's not what I wanted. That was silly of me. Put that in there. Okay, I'm going to activate top and do a copy of these. Okay, and make those go away. I'm going to activate bottom, make a copy of those, make that disappear. Okay, and now let's activate the parent, and I'm going to make that go away for now. I'm going to extrude this. I'm going to select everything here to object, bottom, and I'm going to choose new body. Okay, and then I go join, cut, keep tools. I want to cut this using all these. There we go. And now I'm going to move. Oh, hold on. let's do another combine. Because we're dealing with multiple components, yeah, sure. We'll combine all these together. Okay, and that automatically moves things to the right place. There we go. Now I'll still keep it as top and bottom, even though it's obviously not one or the other. So I could just rename these white and black. That would be more descriptive. And that would mean I need to go back here and delete those older files. I've got a lot of files here. Creature earring. Let's delete both of these. Whoa. Yeah, I guess I accidentally copied those. That's good. That was interesting. Okay. So now I can just right-click white. Something's going on. My computer's acting up again. Just microwaving butter, chicken, peas, and rice. Why aren't you sharing with the rest of us, Pezliz? I need to restart my computer. I have a feeling that something's going down. Okay. Because it shouldn't take that long. Okay. See, it's taking like a whole second just to register that I selected those things. I don't know what my computer's doing. But let's close this. I'm gonna close more things. Let's close this. No, don't need to save. Okay. See, I'm just trying to open up the folder just to select something. I don't know what's going on, but it is, my computer is definitely not happy right now. No, jeez. What is happening? What is happening? Okay. Right click. Save as mesh. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. New group. AMS. Okay, one side. Save as mesh. White, no AMS. Save as mesh. Black, no AMS. Okay. Loading of model failed. Oh, it's because it was trying to... Oh my gosh. What were you trying to do? What did I fat finger? Yeah. Maybe that. Oh my gosh. It's like trying to open up multiple things of bamboo. What did I fat finger? No. Delete. I want to delete you. Okay. That was interesting. All right, so we want black and white. This one is for an AMS. Hit yes. White 2. Okay. And then here we'll do black and white, no AMS. Open. Hit yes. And then I can go to white and say 2. Here we go. Copy paste, right click, mirror X, copy paste, right click, mirror X. There we go. Control Shift S. Okay, there we go. Now it's on both sides there. Cool. All done. All done. All right. Let's find someone to raid out to on Twitch and on YouTube. I appreciate all of you who have joined us in making stuff and things and other stuff. Looks like we have Mr. Excuse on. Looks like he's working on a project. Let's see, what is he working on? Oh, he's working on a speaker. He's putting together a speaker. This speaker he actually modeled himself, and he's putting it together. So if that's what you're into, stick around. For those who don't know, I'm streaming on YouTube and Twitch simultaneously, and so hopefully I'll get my act together and I can have chat for both channels in a single element on the screen. But until then, you're just gonna have to trust me. So on Twitch, we're gonna raid out to Mr. Excuse. And Killa Prince, you're not the only one to request that today. So let's go over and say hi to Bryce and tell him to do the things and accomplish the stuff. Thing Builder, thanks for joining us, and thank you. For those who joined me on YouTube, thanks again for joining me. You have a great day. I'll see you on Tuesday. Goodbye.